sometimes the people who hurt us stay alive in our minds long after the moment has passed. Holding on to that pain only keeps us trapped. Today, we're going to talk about how to release it, not for them, but for ourselves. Hey, it's Carrie. Welcome back to Project U 2.2. Today, we're talking about something almost everyone struggles with at some point: resentment, anger, and the pain caused by others. It is so easy to replay situations over and over in our minds, especially when we're trying to calm our minds and fall asleep at night. Imagining the perfect comeback, thinking about why we were right and they were wrong, or wishing for karma. But the longer we hold on to those feelings, the more they steal our peace, our energy, and our joy. Think of anger and resentment like carrying a heavy suitcase wherever you go. And every time we dwell on a past hurt, we add another heavy brick into our suitcase. We think about the person, the situation, what they did, and why they were wrong. And while we imagine them getting what's coming to them and we pray for karma, we're the ones left tired, heavy, and stuck. Forgiveness isn't about telling someone they were right or excusing what they did. It's about removing that weight from yourself, brick by brick, unloading that suitcase. It's about reclaiming your happiness, your energy, and your peace. Years ago, I experienced a deep betrayal by someone in a leadership role I had trusted. This person made false claims that caused significant stress and disruption in my life, even though the truth eventually came out. That experience was incredibly challenging and left me dealing with a lot of anxiety and, quite honestly, years of sleepless nights. Through it, I learned how important it is to release resentment, protect your peace, and focus on your own growth. Lessons that I want to share with you today. Those years were so hard. It was hard to go to work. It was hard to sit in meetings. It was hard to keep showing up when I felt so misunderstood and so hurt. I lost sleep. I battled anxiety for the first time in my life. I was constantly walking on eggshells trying to stay professional, while my heart felt like it was breaking a little bit more each day. But over time, as the years passed and I began my own healing journey, I started to see something I couldn't see before. I realized that people who hurt others are often carrying pain of their own. Sometimes we don't know their full story, the things that shaped them, the wounds they never dealt with. Maybe they grew up with a parent who abandoned them or treated them harshly, yelling, shaming, even becoming physically aggressive. Maybe they learned early on that power was something to be feared or controlled. So when they step into a position of influence as an adult, those old fears get triggered and they react from that wounded place. And sometimes pain pairs up. In my situation, another person who was feeling hurt and rejected professionally found common ground with that same person. They connected through resentment, through a shared wound, and used that energy to create more pain. It took me a long time to realize this, but it is true. Hurt people hurt people. Not because they're bad, but because their pain has nowhere to go. Their unhealed wounds spill out onto others. Understanding that doesn't make what happened okay, but it gives me peace. It reminds me that forgiveness isn't about forgetting or pretending it didn't happen. It's about refusing to let someone else's pain continue to control your story. Close your eyes for a second. Picture a person who hurt you. Not as an enemy, but as someone who's human, flawed, wounded, and doing the best they can with what they know. You don't have to like what they did. You just need to work to release their hold their actions have over you. Sometimes the person who caused your pain is living with their own childhood wounds, loss, trauma, fear, insecurity. We can't always know their story. That's why holding on to resentment only keeps us chained. Instead of rehearsing their wrongs, start asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? How can I show myself compassion while I heal? Your goal isn't to change them. Your goal is to change your own experience of the situation. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. It is not pretending everything's okay. It is choosing to stop carrying someone else's pain. It is reclaiming your peace and freedom. The longer we cling to grudges, the more they control us. We lose sleep, replay conversations, and trap ourselves in a cycle of negativity. We simply become prisoners of someone else's actions. But when we choose to let go, we choose to live free. Here's how to start. First, name the feeling. Identify exactly what you're holding on to. Do you feel anger, betrayal, sadness, disappointment, all of the above? And then acknowledge your humanity. It is okay to feel hurt. Try to see them differently. Imagine them as a person, maybe someone wounded, still learning, still healing. Then ask what you can learn. What boundaries or lessons can you take from that? And then release it. Write it down, speak it aloud, visualize handing that pain away. And finally, replace it by filling that space with compassion, gratitude, or something that nourishes your spirit. Trust me, this is not a one-time fix. It is a practice and a daily choice to protect your peace. It is not linear. It is messy. Think about how much lighter you could feel, though, if you just stopped giving power to someone else's actions. Think about the energy you could reclaim to nurture yourself, your family, and your dreams. As you think about yourself in that valley of despair from the pain that they have caused you, and you work every day to climb up that mountain, to get back up to that mountaintop, sometimes you're going to slip, you're going to fall. But you're never falling all the way back down to the bottom. And you're going to work every day to get back to the top of that mountain to find your joy again before they hurt you. So, forgiveness doesn't mean weakness. It means courage. It means strength. It means self-respect. Your takeaway is to know that holding on to hurt just keeps us trapped. And forgiveness is for you, not for them. You do not need to go and make amends to them directly. You do not need to become their friend again. But release that anger. And so you can reclaim your energy. Because growth and self-compassion turn pain into power. Your peace, your happiness, and your joy are too precious to give away, especially to someone who hurt you. Let it go. Step forward. Live freely. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Open that door and let your heart breathe again. Thank you so much for listening today. If this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to subscribe to Project U 2.2 so you don't miss any future conversations about reclaiming your joy, your peace, your power. And if you're ready to go deeper, start creating real change in your life, I also offer coaching to help you move through challenges, letting go of what's holding you back, and step fully into the life you deserve. Remember that your peace, your happiness, and your joy are worth protecting. So take the small steps every day to nurture yourself and release what no longer serves you. Embrace your freedom. Thank you so much for trusting me to be part of your journey, and I will see you in the next episode.